Yo, people, welcome to our first edition of Best Blog About Interview Diaries with Craig Matthews. Craig Matthews is a person I've known for over a year now. We've done some work together, a lot of work together, in fact. But I don't know too much about this guy, and I want to tap into, his brain a little bit because I know this man's done a lot of things in his life, and do you know what I'm saying? In terms of like fashion, music, football, and all that kind of stuff, we both seem to be on the same kind of, kind of interest. So big up yourself, Craig, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me, man. I'm good to share my story, man. I'm very grateful for giving me the opportunity to talk about my history and how I started and, just navigating through kind of thing, I'll have to say.
Wicked, man. And before we start the interview, make sure like and subscribe to Best Blog About. We've got a website as well. I'm gonna be editing this video and all of the things there, so people, this is gonna be a big one for me. So let's start with the first question, and this is the first question that always gets bust in an interview.
Mm.
So tell me about yourself.
My name's Craig Matthews. 37 years old. Just a guy like love sports, love music, love entertainment. Grew up in Central Vincent Hospital, born in Central Vincent Hospital, Northwest guy. Lived in Jamaica for a couple of years, came back to the UK. Love football, love music, love sports in general, love entertainment. Always there, willing to help people, always willing to go the extra mile. Like, just always encouraging young people to do well in life. In the past, I did youth work. I've done a lot of stuff like in the past. I've worked with a lot of people in the industry, up and coming people who are in the industry now. I've worked with them in the past. I'm just somebody who just sees a talent and can help a talent get through. Done a lot of interviews with the big artists, like I've done an interview with White Yardie, done an interview with a lot of people. A lot of people who I've interviewed have done quite well for themselves now, who are doing exceptional work. I'm the person that's here to help and share knowledge and give game to people. That's what I am about, really.
Nice. So you know what? You mentioned a few things there. Let's go way back though. So let's go
Mm,
back from, let's go down to like the depths. So let's start from childhood, yeah. So you said that you grew up in Jamaica, yeah. Can
yeah.
you tell us about your experience there? Because you know what, living in England and living in Jamaica are two different
Mm,
experiences, two different
yeah.
total. So just give us a little inkling about how life was in Jamaica when you was a child.
Well, I left. I was born here and I went to school in the UK, and I left the UK in '98. So I was around 7 or 8 years old. I left here. I went to Jamaica at 8 years old. Went to school out there, played for the school football team, done very well in school in Jamaica. My English teacher said I was one of the best readers in school, very good at English, and they're really impressed with me. After I left primary school, after for prep school, after private school, after 1 year, I went to high school. Still played football, but it was difficult. It was different. It wasn't the same as when I was playing prep school football. Because when I was playing prep school football, we were on the local TV every week. Every Saturday I was on TV out there. Played well for the school football team. We were winning matches for fun, and every assembly we had, they were always standing up. I was always scoring a lot of goals and all that. I had a great coach called Mr. Francis, one of the best Jamaican coaches at the time. He was a very good coach with me. He helped me a lot. I improved as a player. Um, I played with my friends and my brothers, I'll call them. We went to war with teams and it was a good time. We did very well in the school team. I wish I could have an extra year to play with them. I know if we played an extra year, we would have won something. Played a lot of tournaments all over Jamaica, Kingston, all over the country. Played tournaments and matches. Played a big game at Spanish Town Prison Oval. If you know about Jamaica, there's a prison in Jamaica, but I have a football pitch on the other side of the prison. So I played. That was a local game because it was in my local area. Well, not far from where I live, so it was one drive from where I live to the ground. We had a good game there. We lost, but it was a great game. And I met some wonderful people in Jamaica. My teachers really loved me out there. I still got friends in Jamaica that I still talk to today, keep in contact with. So I had a good experience at school in Jamaica, but living out there, it was very difficult at times. It was very hard. You know, coming from England, you know how it is. Like you obviously the people will test you because you're not from Jamaica, but are they able to, able to survive out there, learn a lot, football wise. Sports is the thing that kept me going. Played a lot of football, played a lot of cricket, um, did well in school out there. So I really enjoyed it. I really learned a lot out there. Coming back here, it was an eye opener when I came back to the UK when I was around 14 years old, 13 on to 14 years old. Because schooling was different. Some of the stuff I was doing in school in the UK, I've done it like 3 years before. So it's like I'm repeating everything I've done in school 3 years before. So it was like, oh my gosh, I've done this before. It was too easy for me. Basically, high school was too easy for me in a way. Like I've already done it before. So I didn't really enjoy high school in this country because I've really done it before, and I felt that I've already learned this already. Why am I doing it again, kind of thing? And I think the curriculum in the Caribbean is much more better than in the UK. And I learned a lot more about my history, my culture, my Black history and Black culture when I lived in Jamaica. I learned about Nelson Mandela, learned about all the Jamaican heroes and all the American heroes as well, like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther
Marcus
King, Nelson
Garvey.
Mandela, Marcus Garvey, Nani. All these people I learned about in Jamaica. I learned a lot more history. It made me more educational wise, made me more smarter as well. 'Cause I learned so much about people and learned how in life. Like I know in the UK we take things for granted, like you got opportunity if you're sick or anything, the government look after you. So I had two different lives basically. I learned a life where if you struggle in the Caribbean, you have to know how to survive. I learned how to cook very young as well. I do chefing as well. I learned how to cook at a young age as well. When my parents went out, I had to learn, my cousins was teaching me how to cook. My grandmother taught me how to cook in the UK. But I learned a lot from my cousin in Jamaica, my brother. All I learned how to cook food. Um, I learned how to survive basically. I learned how to do everything out there. Like I learned how to do like building work, like any little thing I could do. I could fix anything in Jamaica. 'Cause I learned that very young, so I was very clever at just fixing things and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right. Do you know what? You sound like you've had a even you mentioned your childhood. You sound like you've had quite a busy childhood with the football, playing in Jamaica and stuff like that. I wanted to
Mm,
ask you something. So being in Jamaica and coming back to England, yeah.
mm.
How did you feel? First question, how did you feel coming back? And the second question is, did it change you?
Well, coming back, we had to come back. Obviously, like the certain situation happened in Jamaica, we had to come back. It wasn't safe for us to live out there anymore, so we had to come back for that sort of reason. A lot of things were happening, like a lot of people were getting killed, and a lot of things. And that time we left in 2002, there was an election as well at the time, and basically like there was a lot of wars going on and whatever. So we had no choice. We had to come back to the UK. So me, my mum, brother, and sister came back to the UK. When I came back, I was happy because obviously I was away for almost 4 years, and I missed my grandmother, I missed my family on my mom's side, and I missed everyone around I've seen for a long time. I missed all my school friends and all that. So I was kind of happy coming back. I thought, I have an opportunity to come back to England and play football here, maybe try and get to the next level in football in the UK. I was happy coming back, but when I first came back, it was very difficult at first. Obviously, I didn't speak English, like UK English, as properly like how I'm speaking it now. But I was speaking a lot of Jamaican patois, and I wasn't really when I was in school. They didn't really understand what I was saying. The teachers didn't understand what I was saying to them. I was back in school here because my language is more Jamaican, like Caribbean, like patois. So it was very difficult for them
Wow,
to understand what I was saying. So it took me a
wow.
while to get used to the language and get back into the flow of things. It took me almost a year to get back into speaking proper English again and getting back into the flow of things. But once I understood everything, I understand the British system again. I was good. I was very good. Like I was okay. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. So I know you're like obviously I can see by what you're wearing. You're an Arsenal fan, and
Mm,
you know you you're obviously into football. So
mm.
tell me how you got into football and how um how was Arsenal the team that you chose? Why did you choose Arsenal?
I think it was 89 when Arsenal won the. I think I was like 3 years old at the time when the game was on TV on in my house when I was young, and I watched the first game. 89. I watched that game against Liverpool. I was a little kid, little young. Didn't understand football properly, but I loved Arsenal from then. Um, my first thing, my main real encounter with Arsenal when Arsenal might played Man United, and I think Ian Wright played in that game as well. in 90, I think it was 92, I think it was 92 or 91, I think it was. And I watched Ian Wright play for the first time, and I said, I love this guy. Like, I love this passion. You know, if you know Ian Wright's story, you know, he came from nothing, came from literally on the verge of just giving up playing football, and he just made it as a professional footballer. It wasn't easy for him, but he never gave up, and that's kind of mentality I love. Loved how he persevered through the hard times and made it as a professional footballer at Crystal Palace. Then he got the big move to Arsenal. That's why I became an Arsenal fan, because of Ian Wright. Ian Wright was one of my favourite players to watch when I was a kid. Ian Wright, I love Dennis Bergkamp. I love watching like Paul Merson and guys like that as well. Tony Adams, the old Paul Davis. A lot of people don't know about Paul Davis, but he was a great Arsenal player as well. Who else? David Rocastle, Michael Thomas. All that team that done very well at Arsenal. David Seaman, Lee Dixon, the whole team that did very well at that time. And I thought, you know, Arsenal got a lot of black players in the team at the time as well. So I could kind of relate to them as well. Think, you know what, this guy can make it pro. Like, that'll give him an opportunity, and if I want to pursue it in the future. I started playing football when I was like 4 or 5 years old in primary school. I started playing in the playground. I never played for a team until I played for my school team when I was around 7, 8. I played for my school team. I played centre back for my school team one day, and my head teacher at the time, Mr. McKelvey, rest in peace. He said to me, "You got great talent, and I think you can definitely go to the next level." So I had my sports teacher was called Mrs. Brown. She encouraged me to try and go for trials and all that. So I was playing for my school team. I did very well. One of my friends called Stephen in primary school said to me, "There's Arsenal trials at the time they had it at Vale Farm at that time, and I think it was Rachel Yankee that used to do the training sessions there back in the day." So I was gonna go trials at Arsenal, but what happened was that we had to move to Jamaica, so I kind of missed on that opportunity to play for Arsenal trials at the time, because we left around the same time that the trials was going on. So that was an opportunity for me that maybe if I got an opportunity, you never know where I'd be today. But that's hindsight now. But that's why I got into football. Started playing football a long time, watching on TV, playing in school teams, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Nice. So I noticed as well that you do a lot of podcasts as well. Do you want to give us a little bit of background on how you got into podcasting? Because you seem to have quite a array of talent, in terms of like the podcasting, the football, music as well. We need to get into that, because as I said, I've known you for for over a year now. But man's got so many talents, that he's not even said a word. He just kept it close to his chest. So tell us about your podcast, and how did you get into podcasting and stuff?
Okay. Well, basically, how I got into podcasting was in 2012. I went to Olympic after party. One of my friends, he works in sports. He did Brazilian guy called Michael. He used to get tickets to like events. He works in a big company that does like events and all that. And he goes to Brazil. He goes to all over the world and does like interview sports stars and all that. So he had an event one night. Me and my other friend went together to. I met a couple of Olympic stars like a couple of the Olympics in 2012 in the UK. So I went to the event, and then I got to network with a few people, speak to a couple of people here and there. When I was at uni, 2011, there was a company called Sports Tonight that they were advertising people to come and work in the summer internship. So I spoke to the guy, and he said to me, "You know what? If you want this opportunity, come down and you can have like a trial there and see how you go." So I went there and I did it for like almost, I think I was there for like 4 months during the summer holidays, and after when uni started back, I went back there. So for summer I was doing like TV work. So I worked with a guy called Darren Lewis, who works for the Mirror newspaper. Me and him are still friends today, and I got his contact details. I still talk to him. I worked with him. I worked with Luther Blissett. I worked with a lot of football stars, like ex-professional footballers. I worked with them in a studio in Great Portland Street at the time. It was a studio in Great Portland Street, around the corner from our uni. I used to go to Westminster University, so I used to just round the corner from uni, literally, to go there and do admin work, help the guests and talk to the guests. I met a lot of people. I met Leroy Rossinier as well. I met a lot of ex-professional footballers as well that used to come down there and do a little show there. It was very interesting. I learned a lot. Then I had the opportunity to work at Sky for a little bit, like not work there, but I was able to go on Sky Fantasy Football every Friday They had it with Paul Merson and Fenner. They all knew me there. So I used to go there every Friday, bring a couple of friends who used to come down and watch. So I met like David Bentley. I met Ryan Taylor, he used to play for Newcastle. I met Mendieta, used to play for Middlesbrough. I met Emil Heskey. I met a lot of footballers that ex-professional footballers used to come to the show. I met the guy who played for West Ham. What was his name again? Neil Ruddock as well. I met a lot of them. I met a lot of footballers, and I really enjoyed going there. Like I had good fun. I learned a lot, and that's how I got into. And the reason why I got into podcasting, I mean, for that Sports Tonight closed down. I didn't lack of fund. I think they had no more funding anymore, so everyone was kind of working out what they're gonna do next. So I kind of thought, you know what, let me get into let me find a way else to get into podcasting. So in 2014, I was still at uni at the time. I was in Oxford Circus, and I met Jamal Edwards for the first time. I met Jamal Edwards, and then I was just talking to him. I said to him, I'm a big fan of what you're doing, SBTV and whatever. I'd love to do a podcast and whatever. Well, how would I get into doing it? So it wasn't a long chat. We had like a 10, 15-minute chat because he was very busy. He had to go on his errands. So I said to him, what do I need to do? So he explained to me, you need to do this, that, and the other to do a podcast, and gave me advice and gave me good confidence and whatever. So then one day in 2016, I went to Portugal for my 30th birthday, and me, my friend, and my brother, we had a meeting when I came up to the UK. I said, no, I want to start a podcast. So we had a 3-hour meeting in Starbucks in Wembley. We spoke. I ironed out what I wanted to do, have a 5-year plan. I want to do this, that, and the other. I want to reach this, I want to target this amount of people, when I get big interviews and whatever. And then out of the blue, we started up Eightseven. My brother, he bought all the cameras and all the equipment, and we did interviews in our local church. We did interviews here and there, interviewed a few people here and there. And then after a while, started getting more bigger and bigger guests on there. We had like Tolly T, we had White Yardie, we had a lot of big guests came on. We had Collection from AFTV. We've done an interview with Robbie, AFTV as well. We've done a lot of interviews with a lot of people, and that's how I was able to get big people on our interview. I just DM people on Instagram, saying to them, I'm a big fan of your work. I'd love to interview you. And a lot of them have said, nobody said no to. Everyone said yes to me. So I've always been able to, I'm very good at networking with people. I go to a lot of events as well. So I network with people, and then they come on the channel, they share their story, and then we just talk about like how their journey from where they started, from where they got to, and ask them fire questions, and just have a good vibe with them. Like, and everybody I've done the interview with, always happy with the interview. There's never been no problems in the interviews. I always make sure when I do my interview, I always do a research on the person as well. I go on their page, I do a lot of research, I find out a lot about them. So when I ask them questions, it's not boring or whatever. I make sure I ask them correct questions. I ask them questions that's interesting, and make sure they understand that, yeah, I'm very intrigued in your career, and I love to know a bit more. Everyone know a bit more about you that they don't know. So that's how I did the interview with Eightseven. It's 3 of us, and me, my brother, my friend from school. It was 5 of us before it went down. And now we've got a set team of 4 of us now. So we just do interviews and podcasts. Like every Monday we do a podcast. I would do interviews as well. I would do events. We do a lot of weddings as well. We've done a lot of weddings as well. So we do a lot of different stuff, different kind of stuff as well. We do the football podcast. So we're very versatile when it comes to doing our stuff with Eightseven. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that sounds interesting, man. Seriously, man, levels to this. What? That's what if you can hear my cat meowing. Sorry, man. There's just it's all life and all them things there. But so I'm a young black male, looking for a career, and what would you advise, like a young black male that's looking to get into, maybe entrepreneurship, maybe, they might want to do their own podcast, or, they want to do something creative. How would you advise a young me per se? Well, I'm not that young now anymore, but how would you advise me?
Well, I'll say that just have a great team around you. If you have a great team around you, everything can work out for you. Have a great team, have a vision, write down a plan. Say you want to do a 10-year plan or a 5-year plan. Write a 10-year plan. So in 5 years, I want this. I want to do that. I want to do that. And plan how you're gonna plan it. get a right team around you who's going to be loyal. That's the biggest thing. Loyalty is the biggest thing in the podcast game. If people are not loyal, they'll stay for 1 minute, and as soon as things don't go well, they go. So you need to have a solid team around you, someone who believes in you, someone who believes in your vision, somebody who can help you no matter what, even if things are not going right. Someone's not going to give up and leave you. Just make sure you know what you're doing, and make sure you know the vision that you want to do, and make sure just make sure that you have good people in your team. That's all you need. Good people in your team. Everyone who believes in you. Everyone pulling in the right direction. Just go to a lot of networking events, networking people. Just DM people on Instagram. Like, don't be scared to DM people. Like, DM people. Say, you know what, I started on this blogging post, and I love to interview you. This is my story. This is my background, and I think I'm a massive fan of your work. I feel like we could do a collaboration. Just this is my angle. I want to interview. This is the angle of the interview I want to get to. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Just make it short and simple with them, and tell them this is what I want to do. Do the interview, maybe a half an hour interview, whatever. Get the interview out there and promote it, and share it. And share it for people who love that kind of content. Like, it doesn't matter, as long as you can put out good content, anybody will watch it. Because with the White Yardie interview, for example, we've got a lot of fans in America, Canada, Jamaica, all over the world. Like, yeah, a lot of people have subscribed from all over the world from our interview with White Yardie. It did very well. That's the best interview we've done. We did big numbers on the interview with White Yardie, on the interview I did with White Yardie during lockdown, after lockdown, did an interview with him. And it did big numbers, and we've got a lot of fans from all the countries that he's been to, or people that know him in their countries have subscribed to our channel and have commented on the page and everything. So we've got a lot of love around that type of the world, like Canada, Jamaica, America. So our fan base has grown internationally because of that interview. So I would say to you, if you do an interview with a big artist who's got fans around the world, they can become your fans as well, because if you put out good quality, they'll become your fans as well. So you have to know how to get the right audience, and target the right person that's gonna expand your brand, not decrease your brand, expand your brand even bigger, and that's how you can grow from there. That's the advice I give to you. Like, another thing as well, never give up. If you think you're doing interviews and you don't see the numbers are not going, like the numbers of the views are not going up, don't give up. I said to my friend the other day, like, she's doing a podcast right now. I said to her, don't worry about the numbers right now. Once you get collaboration, they start getting more and more bigger guests, your following will grow, your everything will grow. Everything doesn't happen overnight, because I've been doing Eightseven since 2016, and like, we're still learning, we're still growing now. Even though we've done big interviews and whatever, we're still humble. You know, we're not thinking we're better than anybody else. We still want to help each other, want to collaborate with people. So it's all about, like, just having, you know, just be good people, man, and people respect that. Like, you know, we're still on our journey. Like, I know we've done it more than over 5 years now, but we're still on our journey, and we're still growing. We're still learning from other people, you know, and that's all I can say. Like, just don't give up, work hard, and, you know, you're good people as well. So people will support your stuff. If you put your stuff out there, people will support it, and they'll grow your channel even more. And I always say another thing as well, network. Network is the number one thing in podcast game. If you don't network with anybody, how are people going to see your stuff? You have to go to events and network with people, or even go on the street and tell them, you know what, I got this thing called Best Blog About. This is what I do. I interview people. I love to interview you. I'm a massive fan of your work. That's how you grow a community. Like, that's how you grow a community. That's how you grow and become even bigger, and how you become the best of what you want to be. That's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah, because you know what, you know how I started off this blogging page is that I was like, I don't really care about all the big brands, you know. A lot of my friends, you know, are talented, you know, entrepreneurs, got fashion businesses, got businesses, and have very interesting stories. So why not start with them first, and then the rest will grow, you know? So
definitely,
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to interview today, because people sometimes they look beyond the little things, you know. So what you've told me today is probably going to be valuable information for a lot of people, you know, a lot of youngsters growing up.
Definitely.
You know, wanting to do something in their career. You know, for example, you know, my child, obviously, she's at that age where she wants to do stuff in her career and things like that. You know, those little things which they don't hear about. You know, from mainstream people. It helps, and it gives them confidence, because you know what, as a minority in this country, you know, we need all the support from our own people, because, and we're going to get before we finish this interview. We've got 5 minutes left. Sometimes, you know, it looks like we don't really support each other, you know, as a nation. You know, other nations that support each other, and it just seems like we look at each other and see someone doing well, and then it's almost like we frown on them.
Definitely.
Can we change that behavior, Craig?
Yeah, me and you can do that, man. I'm down. One thing with me, I'll help anybody. Anyone who wants help. I'm not a kind of person think I'm better than anybody. I'm there to help people. So if I saw somebody said to me they're struggling with their podcast and I can help them by coming on their podcast, I'll jump on their podcast. That's just me in it. I've got that kind of heart in it. I'm Grenadian. I'm Caribbean in there. I'm Grenadian. Like Grenadian people are like that. We're kind people. We help people. We share knowledge with people. We're not selfish people. I'm Jamaican as well. Jamaican people are not bad people. We're good people as well. So I know from living in Jamaica, going to go holiday in Grenada, that how my family set up, how my mum was, how my dad was. Like we've always been sharing. Like I always see my parents giving, always giving, like all the time. So that kind of installed in me from a young age, like watching my parents give stuff away. You know what I mean? And have businesses and help people. That's just me, and it's in my heart. Like from a child, I've always been like since young. I've always helped people. Like I never asked for anything back, or say, "Oh, you owe me this or owe me that." Hold it against you. If you help me today, someone will help me tomorrow. I don't expect Abs to help me tomorrow if I helped them yesterday. That's how I work, and I don't expect people to be helping me. I help people because I'm a kind person. I'm a good-hearted person. That's just me, innit? Other people don't want I want to see my community grow in it. I believe in the kids in the future. I believe in my black people. I believe in everyone to do well, and I want to see my people, my culture grow, not just local but worldwide. I want to see everyone do well and excel and do well in school, do well in universities, whatever you want to do in life. If I can help you, give advice, I'll help you. There's a lot of people I've helped, like when people come up to me and say, "Oh, I want to do this course or whatever," and if I got the contact, I help them. Like, I give them the stuff how to do it and explain to them and show them how I done it. So I'm always there helping people. Like I don't get paid for it or anything. I just do it from the kindness of my heart. So if I know I can help with something, I've said to Craig, you know what, I want to do this interview with someone. Can you be able to contact them? And I'll say, yeah, I can do that for you. And you message them, I'll message them and say, no, I've got someone who wants to interview you, and I can do that for you. That's how I am. That's how I'm always helping. Like even when we did the podcast with Tony Claude, like I'm always like, you know, he like did it with him. Then he asked me to do the podcast with you. I'm always there, willing to jump on anyone's podcast. I don't have no thinking, oh, I don't want to do it. I'll do any podcast. I'm not fussed in it. I'll do it. If I'm not busy, I'll make sure find time and I'll make sure to get it done. That's how I am. I like to share knowledge, because sharing knowledge is important. Share knowledge to people and make them grow. And once they grow, you know, it helps the community, building a community, basically. That's what I like to do, build a community and make us be better, excelling, black excellent, whatever, you know what I mean? That's what I love to see everyone doing well.
Excellent. So we're gonna end it now, but where can the people reach you, man?
On Instagram, on 29 Matthews on Instagram, my personal Instagram page. I have a lot on my Instagram page. If you go on my Instagram page, you will see different links to other Instagrams that I have. Like I've got a fitness page, I've got a chefing page, I do chefing. I've got the music page, I do music as well, like just help our artists or whatever, the music page. I've got I have a poetry page as well. I write poetry as well, so I've got a poetry page as well. So I'm multi-talented. I just do different things. Like, you know, sometimes I'll do chefing for a little bit. If I'm not fed up with chefing, I'll do something. I just kind of change around different things I want to do. Like, I don't stick to one thing. If one thing's not earning me money, I have to kind of move around to earn money one way or the other. Like, if I want to do like say chefing, I'm not getting a lot of chefing work. I do poetry. I do something like that. I can get some money, earn some money, and help other people in the community, kind of thing. So that's what my Instagram page, my gym page, is my fitness page. At the moment, I'm just doing fitness and you know, telling people that health is very important. Get them fit, get them fit. I play football as well, so I try and keep healthy, eat the right foods and all that. Because they're not teaching us that in school. they're not teaching the kids in school that not to eat healthy. They're teaching them to eat unhealthy foods. So me doing gym and motivating people is to show them eat right foods, have plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, look after yourself, and make sure your health is good. You know what I mean? So
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. We're gonna put the links to Craig's links, or we'll put all his links to his, what he does in the description, so you guys can subscribe to him. One last question though, because we
mm,
didn't touch the clothing thing. Yeah, name
yeah.
your five. Name your five top streetwear brands.
Streetwear bands.
Yeah,
Of all time, or just not, or anyone's.
bro. It can be back in the day, Chippy, Chevion, Naf Naf. You can whichever ones, man. It could be Nike. It could be anything.
I'll
Name your
say like
five.
I think like Nike, Trapstar's a good one as well. What's another one I used to like wearing? Reebok, the old school Reebok,
Classics.
classics were all good.
Yeah.
What's another one I used to like? Clarks, 'cause you know Jamaican, everyone likes Clarks, isn't it?
What the
Best of
Wallaby,
Clarks.
Wallaby Clarks, yeah, they're big,
Wallaby
you know,
Clark, they were a big
wicked.
thing. I'm a massive fan of Jordan as well. Got a lot of Jordan trainers as well.
Oh, we're gonna have to do we're gonna have to do a trainers thing then. We might have to do a trainer thing next
I'm a big
time.
crep fan. I love trainers. Back in the day, I was a big like I used to buy a lot of trainers and all that.
Wow, man.
I
Are
love
you
like
a man that keep boxes and like
I got
trainers
boxes,
just
but I got boxes, but I got them all out of my I got them all out of my the boxes. I got a lot. I like Nike trainers.
yeah,
I like the Lakers as well. I like the Lakers design. A lot of a massive fan of LA
the
Lakers.
vests
Obviously,
and
I'm
all
a
that,
massive
the basketball tops jerseys, yeah?
yeah the jerseys. Obviously, I'm a massive Arsenal fan. I got a lot of Arsenal retro kits, as you can see in the background. I got a retro Arsenal shirt there. I love
Yeah.
Arsenal, so I got a lot of
What's your
Arsenal stuff. Like
favorite retro Arsenal kit? Do you have a
the
favorite
Bruce,
or yeah?
the Bruce Banana one. I got that one. The one,
Yeah,
the Bruce.
yeah,
See that one there? Yeah, I got the one
yeah.
in the Bruce Banana one. I got that one. That's my favorite one. I bought it a couple of
That's
years
Campbell
ago.
days, isn't it? That JVC
Yeah,
one, isn't it?
Campbell.
That's
Yeah,
Campbell, yeah, yeah,
Campbell. Yeah,
yeah.
Campbell, Ian Wright, Paul
Ian
Merson,
Wright and all them, man.
Paul Davis.
Rollcast,
That
yeah,
era,
yeah,
Rocastle. I love
yeah.
that kit.
Michael
And this
Thomas,
kit I'm
yeah.
wearing, this jersey I'm wearing now, the Arsenal one, is a retro one as well. Well, not retro, what? When the kit came out, they had a special one on offer, so I got it and bought it. So I love wearing
Wow.
Arsenal stuff, man. Adidas. I had the Nike ones as well. Was good. The Nike jerseys were nice as well. I didn't really like the Puma Arsenal jersey. I didn't like that one at all. I didn't like their kits at all.
Nah.
They were not good. But the Nike and Adidas era of Arsenal was the best eras,
Always
man.
popping, always popping.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, that's it from me and Craig. And thank you for those that have watched. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you go over to Craig's pages and give him a subscription. Peace, people, and we out.
Thank you, man. Peace.